I come from CNVOS, which is the Center for Information Service Cooperation and Development of NGOs, which is basically our NGO, our national NGO center, where I am a project consultant. And I'm here today on behalf of our national contact point for the program, Europe for Citizens, with which we cooperate very well. And in fact, next week we are also organizing a regional contact seminar in Ljubljana, which will gather around 50 representatives of NGOs and municipalities. And what we want to achieve there is actually to stress the importance of cross-sectoral cooperation within the program, because the program offers many opportunities and which are only taken to the limit as it is now. Because although, as I will present, for instance, in town cleaning or networks of towns, of course, the main applicants should be municipalities, and when it comes to the project of civil society, of course, NGOs are the main applicants. But the program, in fact, not only allows but also encourages cross-sectoral cooperation and, in fact, inclusion in all different groups of stakeholders, not just municipalities, NGOs, but also others, such as institutions dealing with education and so forth. So what I will present today actually is just a short overview, because we don't have time for anything else, but later on you can ask me about it. Not only, of course, I'm presenting this, but also I have a practical experience with the development of such projects, applying with those projects, but also implementing those projects. Actually, I will give you a short overview of the program. So, what is its structure, its priorities, who the applicants are, but also what are the rules for application. I hope that after this presentation you will have a really clear picture of all the opportunities within the program. And also to see it as a way or the opportunity for the really good implementation of the initiatives we will be developing and talking about today. To go quickly through the program itself, it is basically the instrument that promotes greater role of citizens in developing the Union. It stresses the common European history, its values, and also it should further the common sense of belonging to the EU. For these, the projects that will be implemented within the program, the 185,486,000 euros are available in the budget, which actually is then distributed to the different strands and different goals, because the program guide that covers the whole period actually has the status of a call for proposal. So there are the specific rules on how to apply, who can apply, and also when to apply are within that program. Just to go quickly through the accomplishments of the program, of the previous program that covered the period 2007 to 2013. Actually, it involved more than 5 million participants in projects coming all across Europe. It also involved more than 1,000 organizations from 30 participating countries. And also, one of the features of the program as a whole was that it also gathered a great variety of beneficiaries, NGOs, local authorities, educational institutions, networks, and so forth. It also covered a great variety of European themes and policies. When somebody asked me as a project consultant, is Europe for citizens for me? Because I'm doing this or that, I'm concerned with the environment, or I'm doing something in a field of social issues or whatever. I said, everything, basically, everything we do, every policy you cover, every issue you cover, as long as it has, European dimension, it is international, and involve international partners in the debate, discussion, but also, direct participation in the maybe policy development and dialogue on the policies. It's of course the right project to apply with. So basically, it's everything with a European, strong European dimension. And to be more specific, what that means, let me just go through the aims of the program. So basically, the main focus of the program is to contribute to the citizens' understanding of the EU, its history and diversity. Also to foster European citizenship, to improve conditions for civic and democratic participation at the EU level, but also to raise awareness of common history, common European values, and also to raise the awareness of remembrance of the common European past. Also, and foremost, to encourage the democratic participation of the citizens at the European level. So, on one hand, to develop the citizens' comprehension of the EU. EU policy making, EU policies, EU institutions, but also to promote, on the other hand, the opportunities where those citizens can get involved in that policy debate or even policy development process, but also other types of engagement, be it intercultural engagement or volunteering on European level. And the main features of the program are, of course, it should offer the equal access to the program. It should further the intercultural dialogue. It should further the European volunteering. And what, in my opinion, is very important, that it combines two dimensions. It combines transnationality and local dimension. So it is, how to bring the EU closer to the citizens on the ground, how to present the European policies as those that are really relevant to the everyday experience of the citizens. And on the other hand, how to gather the opinions of local actors or citizens in a local environment and transfer that to the European policymakers, not only European policymakers, but also, of course, national policymakers, local, regional policymakers, when they are dealing with European issues or European policies. So basically, it makes the EU relevant to the citizens' experience, and also it informs the whole European policy process with the inputs from the citizens. So who can actually apply? As I said before, the previous program covered the vast spectrum of the beneficiaries and applicants. So any public bodies or non-profit organization with legal personalities can apply. The program is open to the 28 member states, and provided they have signed a memorandum of understanding with the European Commission, also to the accession countries, candidate countries, and potential candidates, as well as countries who are party to the EEA agreement. So the structure of the program actually is divided into the two strengths. If you maybe remember the previous program, it had 4 main actions, and now that there are 2 strengths. One that is focused on the European remembrance, and the other that is focused on democratic engagement and civic participation. So the first should actually contribute to citizens' understanding of the EU, its history, its values, its diversity, and the other one should promote actually that civic participation, but also mutual understanding, cultural learning, solidarity, engagement of citizens, volunteering, and so forth. And the second strand actually has three specific measures. One is town twinning, the other one is networks of towns, and the third one civil society projects. So to go to the specific priorities of the program, we should have in mind that, yes, I will thank you. That there are different priorities that are within different strands. So the actual programs or applications within one strand should actually follow also the annual priorities. So in 2001, for the first one, were the 100th anniversary of the beginning of the World War I, 25th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, but also the 10 years of the enlargement of the European Union in the Central and Eastern Europe. And in 2015, actually, which is still highly unofficial, it is supposed to be 70th anniversary of the end of the World War II, and also its consequences for the whole post-war architecture of Europe. And for the second strand, actually, it focused in 2014 on the elections of the European Parliament, citizens' participation in the democratic life of the EU, but also on the deepening the debate on the future of Europe, which also should be the priority of 2015. I mean, the last one, of course. So, not to be too long, because those are all the information, of course, that are part of the website, which is, I strongly recommend you get familiar with, because it offers the wealth of information. It is very practical, very user-friendly, but also it gathers great deal of information on the past projects, on the past program, but also it also combines, the experiences or lessons learned in the different sorts of compendia and so forth. And one thing I would like to direct you towards is also one really, really good database called EVE, which you might know because it gathers all the results of the projects. Because normally we don't know about some projects being implemented, for instance, by a municipality in Ireland and France and maybe Greece. But this actually websites of the Commission, but also of the implementing agency and also of that database is actually they provide a really good resource so that we know what's going on, so we can also find synergies with other initiatives. That we don't begin every project with ABCs, but we can see what is out there, what is being done. It is also a very good place to find partners, to see who else is engaged in what kind of different action, but also to take a wider perspective and see maybe if you, of course, are always partnered with NGOs, maybe to see who else is doing what, maybe you will find some partners there as well that are outside your normal comfort zone, so to speak. So I would just, those are the projects of the European remembrance. The first strand, what is really important is that also among applicants, the public, local, regional authorities, plus non-profit organization, including civil society organization, or survivors association, cultural, youth, and many other organizations can participate. So this one really encourages cross-sector cooperation. You see that the basic parameters. So it is minimum of one member state. You can get 100,000 euros for a project, the project should last. The maximum duration is 18 months. Town twinning, of course, is that action that actually municipalities go for when they think about Europa for Citizens program. I think the most. And this is the most numerous one, and also, being in Italy, I cannot ignore the statistics of the previous program where actually Italian promoters or Italian municipalities or NGOs were among the most numerous applicants to the program, which is something I think is very good to know, also for others, because apparently, Italy is very active, you know the program well, and also you are implementing quite a bit, a great number of projects. Actually, the project my center implemented last year was actually run by an Italian organization, and we were just the partners. So, to go to town twinning, of course the minimum is 2 eligible countries, and the other parameters are here. And I have probably 5 seconds left to do the presentation, but what I really want to spend a little bit more time on is networks of towns. As you saw before, in the previous presentation, there are many different types of networks being encouraged and supported through the program. And also within Europe for Citizens, this is one of the activities that are, it's really supported by the program, and it's not just supported on the project-based one-off kind of thing, but it's really focused on the long-term perspective, on sustainability, of forming a really meaningful and long-term partnership, and also this is the basis for some future initiatives. It is, creating mutual understanding, exchange of different practices, of best practices, and also development of different initiatives. What actually is important to stress when it comes to just the basic rules for application is that, of course, it should cover at least 4 eligible countries, and it can actually last for 24 months, and the overall amount you can get is 150,000 euros. So just to go through the civil society projects, of course those are those that NGOs apply for. But also within that, of course, it's highly recommended that you engage also municipalities or other local actors. So I won't be dwelling much on that. Just to let you know, of course, now you probably have a good idea which is your focal, area that you will, go for, which strength or which particular action. But also here are the dates. So now you see that not only, there are many opportunities, but you can see that they are coming up fast. It's in March, the first application deadlines will be. So for more information, as I said before, of course, very good websites of the Commission. And here are also the contacts of our national contact point, and also NGO Center in Slovenia, which is my organization. And just to remind you, next week we are having one quite big regional contact seminar. So if you want to, further any kind of initiatives or find additional partners, contact me by all means. So thank you.